writers and readers, I'm Christy Stratus, and today I wanted to talk to you about bad suspense and how to avoid it. And how I'm going to tell you how to avoid it is really just going to tell you a couple of examples that I've read. Now, I do have another video that I will link at the end of this video where I'm talking about good suspense versus bad suspense. This video is just bad suspense. Now, I think you're gonna really agree with me that these are bad tactics. Of course, leave your comments down below if you have examples, if you have different ideas, if you don't agree, then feel free to leave your comments down below. I think that these examples that I'm about to give you, and bad suspense in general, usually happens if you're kind of treating the reader as if you're afraid they won't understand stuff you've already said, or kind of treating them a little bit like they're stupid, to be honest, because I've actually read some of these books where I get frustrated because I'm thinking like, okay, well, we know that, but why, but stop. No, that's why I think these things happen. So it is important to always assume that your readers are intelligent people and are reading your books and paying attention. So here are some examples of bad suspense. These are from traditionally published books. These are not from indie books. And it really surprises me that they got past the editors. When you make the answer really obvious to the situation, I'm going to give you an example. Again, this is a traditionally published book. I'm not going to say who wrote these books, what books they are. It doesn't matter, and I'm not really looking to take these books down. There was an example where we had this big car chase. It was in like a crime mystery type of thing. There's this car chase going on where, of course, the cop or the detective is chasing this bad guy in cars, and there's a crosswalk coming up. And it's a busy crosswalk, and there are a lot of people. And they're just, going really, really fast at this crosswalk. And so the whole suspense thing is, will they hit someone? Which, no. It was really just annoying because all you have to do is honk the horn. It's not that hard. The first thing you would think is as you come up to these people, as you see the crosswalk and that it's busy, you would honk the horn. That's the only thing you can do. And that's what you would do anyway if somebody walked in front of your car, regardless of whether you're in a high-speed chase or not. So that kind of thing is really frustrating because it just went on and on. There are all these people and there's just, oh no, somebody's gonna get hit. Honk the horn. I can't believe this is gonna happen. Honk the horn. What if somebody's crossing the crosswalk when we go across it? Somebody could die. Honk the horn! On and on. I'm not even kidding. It was like maybe 2 paragraphs on how somebody could get hit at the crosswalk, which we know isn't going to happen and which is easily solved. So that's one example that really is annoying because, as you can see, easy to solve problem. If you tell a fact, if you bring something out too close to the time when you're going to have this suspenseful part, when you make the answer obvious because it's too close to that time, I'll give you an example, that's also not the greatest kind of suspense because, again, you're assuming the reader is stupid and that they've forgotten just like that what you just said could apply to the situation. So, for example, different book. There's a disease going around. I'm not even going to name it because it's very specific to the book. The main character's father gives her a pill. He said, and they go through the pill. They go through why he gives it to her, what he says to her, where she puts it, that she didn't think it was that important. Anyway, it's a big deal that they make of it. Okay, this is not a small mention. He put a pill in my hand and said, don't lose it. I said, okay. That would be different maybe, but it was a big explanation and major attention was drawn to it. Not very long later, the character gets sick. I really mean not a lot longer later. I mean, really not far from where this happened. Character gets sick. All of a sudden, she's feeling a little off. Take the pill. Her sickness goes away a little bit. Then the sickness comes back. Again, this is all within a very short period of time that we learned about this pill and a big deal was made about it. Take the pill. Then she's getting sicker and sicker and sicker, and it's very obvious, and she's thinking, I need to go to the doctor, I need to go here, I need to go there, I need to do this. And all the time, you're just sitting there like, you need a pill, and you know you need a pill. Take the pill, take it. The pill. Oh my God, why can't you think of the pill? We're all thinking of the pill. It was just such a big deal was made of it. How can you not think of that? And again, if the pill is mentioned here, and then all the way at the end of the book, or closer to the end of the book, we have a mention of this disease, then maybe you would have forgotten a little bit and it would shock you, it would surprise you. But in this case, this girl is bumbling around sick for pages and pages, and we just heard about this pill. And so then you just frustrate your audience because everyone knows the answer except the main character, and not in a good way. And finally, one of my least favorite ways to build suspense, This is one of the worst bad suspense examples. I think everyone will agree on this one. When you have a character who's giving an explanation and it's like something major just happened and one character is like, oh my god, I'm so worried. And the other character is saying, oh, well, here, I'm going to explain it to you. And they start to explain and the other character keeps interrupting them over and over and over and over so you can't get to the explanation. What kind of suspense is that? What is that? There are no words. I can't. It upsets me because it's just like, if you would let him talk, you would know the answer. And any normal person would just stop talking. It's that easy. Literally, the guy says something like this, something along these lines, not a quote. Yeah, I know you're really upset about this guy, but here's what happened. And then the girl interrupts him. And he answers the question, and then he tries again. And she interrupts him. And three times this happens. What kind of suspense is that? Just let him talk and you would have already known. This goes on for like pages, okay? It's not even like one paragraph where you could be like, all right, it's a cheap way to build suspense. No, this is pages of her interrupting and her talking about how worried she is about what he's gonna say and how she wishes she could find out what he's gonna say. He was gonna tell you what he was gonna say. You keep interrupting him. It's not that hard. So again, that's a really silly way to do it in my opinion. It's just frustrating and annoying. It's not good suspense. So I hope you guys agree with the things that I said here, and I think that the best way to learn how not to do bad suspense is really just to say, what do I think is bad suspense or cheap suspense or anything like that? So here are some examples. Again, let me know in the comments if you have examples of bad suspense, if there's anything that really bothers you, or if any of the things I mentioned actually don't bother you at all, because that's really interesting too. If you have anything else that you'd like me to talk about, leave that in the comments, and as usual, thank you so much for spending time with me.